Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. The weekly candle close stream. It has just concluded. Well, the stream has not concluded. It just begun, but I'm talking about the weekly candle close has just occurred. We have a new candle, 4-hour bearish engulfing candle confirmed. Lowest 4-hour candle close since December 8th. It is the 11th. I mean, technically, universal time it is the 12th, so multi-day lows, whatever. Hidden bearish divergence. Trying to play out some, I guess, a little bit. There is some sort of joke of a demand line right here that you're soon going to be testing, touching, whatever. And that's kind of it. So let's go to the weekly. How did it close? Indecision candle. Sorry. Yeah. Just this. You know, because I had plotted it one way, but when you anchor it differently with the bottom involved, the heart line gets a lot of respect. So I think that's kind of like what we have going on, something like that. And it was just a dead market, man. Dead market. I mean, you're talking, there was a little bit of price action intra-week, but almost the exact same price that it opened at last Sunday is where it closed at just moments ago. So we're talking 3 weeks to a month of just chop. No threat of recapturing levels above the bearish engulfing candle from the 7th November. You know, that's not really, I mean, it's just bear market rally stuff. It's not really good price action. So where you are looking left, there's nothing here. There's no real support. So I don't know how you can really be that confident about Bitcoin at all. Whether it goes up or down, yeah, maybe it runs up to 19,300, but where you are, you're below all key supports. And the only reason why it would be going up is for a formal back test here. So you're playing the bear market. And I mean, the index funds, the futures don't look great at all. Where you're talking about, well, let's look at Ethereum real quick, then we'll go to those futures. Here's Ethereum on the weekly. Hello? Ethereum on the weekly. What is, oh, I guess I don't know how I'm in log scale, bro. What the? Still in the downtrend, right? Still in that downtrend. Never hit an 886. Above 1224. That's great, man. A dead cat bounce. On the weekly, it's invisible. It doesn't even really exist here. So I'm just daily support. Lower highs, lower lows. Indecision candle, dead market. And I guess like just the further this goes along, the more liquid it's going to become. I mean, retail's exited this market. They're not there anymore. And I think a lot of altcoins, no one's even making the market anymore. Especially the ones that were created in 2020, 2021. Like, it's not even worth looking at them anymore. I mean, the volume's so low on them, it's like there's no point in trading them or even trying to trade them. So you can only be looking at the ones that have high market caps. But even still, I think the volume's pretty low on those too, man. It's just getting, until a huge move comes, man, these are tough market conditions, right? There was a tweet someone, I'm going to read it out to you because this is like exactly it, man. This is like most underrated tweet ever. Now listen to this. When every economic news release, announcement, speech, meeting, etc. is market moving and relevant, creating directional panic by trapping the other side, it is a very difficult trading environment. Thankfully, that isn't the norm, but that is where we are right now. I agree. I mean, that's anything, you know, anyone like Jerome Powell farts, we make the joke about it, right? Huge move, man, that day, and then it's all gone the next day, and vice versa. So, I mean, just, oh, PPI data, right? CPI, whatever. I mean, the fact that people are just need that for any movement on the market, it's just terrible market conditions for the trader. So, that's just money leaving the market. Liquidity's dumping. So I think we will get a move again, but it's probably not going to be up. I mean, we just spent how much time churning upward on the S&P? My God. Let's go to those futures. And now there's like, what is this rumor? I posted a tweet above. Go look at it. I don't know how reliable it is, man, but is that FUD or is that like Binance failing an audit or something like that? S&P 500. Look at your weekly futures chart. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed. Bearish convergence. Mother of all trend lines respected beautifully. And where you are, there's just down, up, up. I mean, you just put in, arguably, we know you put in your lowest low of the entire downtrend. But now the argument is being created with the bearish engulfing at the supply line that it is now your lowest high of the downtrend. So I just don't know how you could puzzle piece together crypto doing well or being good to trade when that just got painted last week. And now we have a new week upon us. We go to, you had the rising wedge too that was not visible. But look at this. I mean, my God. Beautiful rising wedge, bearish breakdown. Trying to hold above that 200 moving average for now. There's no edge. I guess y'all are going to learn how reliable rising wedge continuation patterns can be in bearish market conditions, right? I mean, I guess we'll find out. Because they've been really reliable in the past in bear markets. Julio, I don't know who's saying that. I mean, that's crazy. No, that's not TA. Like, someone claiming that Bitcoin's going to 60K next year, that's not real TA. I think we've already discussed a million billion times what real TA is. It's not fortune telling. That saying 60K next year is fortune telling. That's a joke. That's astrology. That's stupid. My God, man. So you got that, and then you got this is Dow Jones futures, not looking that great either. Just this crazy run nonstop, and you're just up here falling back below an inflection point, and it could get ugly on the way down. Russell 2000, very disappointing. I mean, just it had that breakout and then fake out. And so I think you're breaking a demand line. You exclude one little dump and pump. I mean, I think that was like Jerome Powell, but right, we're just talking about the market is desperate for like news to trap the other side. That happened that day, and it created a bear market rally, but now you're failing to break resistance from history twice, not once, but twice. And now you're possibly breaking that demand line and a lot lower prices, right? It was the IWM, man, last week. If you were not watching on Friday because you were doing stuff, I completely understand, man. But like, here we are. This is a good time to watch. But just to reiterate here, the sheer and utter failure by buyers to absorb supply at the supply line. There were not enough of them. There was too much supply and or not enough demand at the same time, right? 2 times failed below the 200 moving average, below that supply line. That was it, man. That was everything. That was like, hey, man, there's an argument possibly for a big reversal on the weekly, but you cannot do this. This is how you know, well, that's probably failing, right? Look what happened to the IWM on Friday at the end of the week. A bearish Mara Bazoo virtually, a false bullish breakout, and the lowest weekly candle close really since October 31st, possibly October 17th. Oh man, below that 200-week moving average, that was like kind of part of the argument. Now you're going to 173 again, possibly 170 to go test these levels, and just another lower high put in, right? Just because you confirm a bottom, that does not have anything to do with a trend reversal argument. It can start possibly a reversal, but there's far too much work that needs to be done after you confirm a bottom with the same low, no accumulation. So kind of weak, but if it runs, it needs to go take out the previous high. It certainly has not done that. It has only possibly put in its lowest high of the downtrend. Or this could roll over and then you make your lower low. And then its lower highs, lower lows. The S&P, the weekly, looked at that. NASDAQ 100, a bearish engulfing candle. Above the 200-week moving average, but it doesn't look like for long. It tested it at its lows last week. And again, I think with what it's doing. If that's a bearish engulfing candle that catches follow through, then you go to 10.9, 11,000 to test the major inflection point. And I don't think you're going to be as fortunate this time as you were back in October. So I think there was a trend line here too. Yeah, something like that. I mean, like you're kind of breaking back below it. Okay, so we can go back to crypto. Let's go to that quad screen. Thanks for being here if you're tuned in. So, you know, the snow's starting to fall again, right? The winter, crypto winter feelings. It's like, hey man, you can be in winter and it can stop snowing, aka relief rallies, bear market rallies, bearish consolidation patterns get painted. It takes time for that to occur, where you're not just collapsing. Okay, the snow stops, but the snow is on the ground still. It's still below 32 degrees. Well, that's what was going on. That's what's been going on, you know, since really since like November 9th and November 22nd. But maybe the snow, it seems like the snow's starting to fall again. Top left Bitcoin, top right Ethereum, bottom left XRP, bottom right Binance Coin, the 4 largest cryptos in the world based on market cap, besides stables. Right, Bitcoin could go to 17,854, 18,000 to see the top of its range locally, and it hasn't. It's been failing pretty miserably. Ethereum hasn't been able to see its top of its range, 1350. Yikes. A hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour on both of these. XRP really looking like if this range is real, dang man, I don't know how much more confirmation you need that it's over. There is distribution going on. There are formal bearish backtests of the top of their range as resistance again, meaning like, I mean, common sense, just knowing that, you would think, and of course it's the 60 minutes to take with a grain of salt, but you would think this would be coming next. Look, you're below the 200 moving average. It's ugly, man. Like XRP on the 60 minutes, like time to be doomed, time to go to 32 cents, maybe the bottom of the range again. Just certainly, it has not happened yet, but I'm just saying, right, that's what more do you need to see? Price action correlating to inflection points. All right, so I'm just, yikes, man. Of course, that's not going to happen if Bitcoin pumps, but I just don't, there's no argument for upside on Bitcoin, man. There's just not. There hasn't been either. There's only been a handful of you know, a few altcoins that had the stuff that we look for, that we've, you know, invested in ourselves and traditional technical analysis, right? I mean, like the variables you look for, but it doesn't, if the macro is terrible, we understand how those handful of assets are going to fail miserably if the macro, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, roll over. Okay, man, that's just 17,000 on Bitcoin. Falling below that 60-minute, 200 moving average, no one cares. Whatever, it's not really that big a deal. But BNB, of course, it's been untradeable because it's not been at clear inflection points. You know, the historical ones we know is like 225 and like 350. You know, it's been chopping around in between that for all summer and now all autumn and now beginning the winter, except that one time it pumped to see 350 and then failed
Mitch,
twice.
how's it going, man? What's your thoughts on the plays for the 2023 year coming up? Will the halvening have any positive impact?
Is that a joke?
Hey, B. Washington, thanks for the 420. Hey, y'all, if y'all don't know B. Washington, man, I will never forget. He's the man that actually bought and paid for my motherboard for my supercomputer. So, what's up, dude? It's been a while. What do I think about 2023? Not good. Like, bearish. I mean, crypto, you're gonna catch like insane bear market rallies, pumps that are going to take you 61 to 78%, maybe even 88% of the way from the previous high to low. But it's just not going to recapture the previous highs. And I'm thinking like, you know, this is not based on TA. I'm just thinking how everything looks on charts right now. I'm looking forward to the halvening, okay? And that's like Q1, I think maybe Q2, April of 2024 for crypto. Normally that happens, man. Normally after the halvening, you get, you know, a few months after lagging, you get the rallies begin, like the trend reversals begin, and you head upward to all-time highs. But until then, man, it's going to be kind of tough. So Bitcoin cracking below $17,000. Back to the quad screen if you want to see it. Remember, too weak and bearish. Not enough demand to see the top of the range. Pathetic, really. Same with Ethereum. XRP is beautiful. Makes the most sense. Buyers failed twice. And then now there's the beautiful bearish back tests. And you'd think 32 cents if that's real. You know, again, like there were some that were showing promise, and they're not over, they're not dead yet. But I mean, I do have concerns. I mean, like Doge did just confirm a bearish engulfing candle chat. I mean, like, you know, at the 886, you got the type 2 return of the bullish harmonic, and it was like, hey man, that was one to be playing with if Bitcoin was going to continue to rally. But dude, that's just, there's not enough liquidity. It's too bearish of trend. Look at this, bearish engulfing. I'd be really careful. Do you understand? New data has presented itself to us to make you far more cautious. I mean, the bullish engulfing candle from November 21st that week, still valid, but new data. And you're right at this level. I mean, if you break this August 15th high, you're going straight down to, you're going to lose on the weekly. It's going to lose a good 11% of its value very fast. So please understand the trade setup, right? It was good start, but too much supply at an inflection point from history. And now if buyers cannot defend this one last level, big downside. I know you'll be okay until you make a higher, if you make a higher low than the previous low when you do dump, you'll be okay. But again, you're putting in a lower high in the previous high. Now you're right at support, and it's starting to get really weird here, like everything else. You know, mostly, I mean, 99+% of altcoins were not showing us any sort of like hopium, right? Bullish setups. Nope. They all look like garbage, and think they're going to maybe catch some follow through soon. This is just an anomaly. Shiba was kind of an anomaly, a good argument. But again, if there's no liquidity, if the VIX spikes and the futures dump, there's no way these things can really succeed. All right. So we were talking about some of these like Cardano, right? There was never, ever an argument for upside at all. In fact, I think the downside potential, this thing's going to smash it. This thing's going to lead the pack. Like when the dump happens, this thing's going to lose so much more value probably than many others, based on the fact that when we were just talking about, right, Bitcoin bottoming out, right? The snow stopped in the winter, November 21st, November 9th. But now the snow's starting to fall again. Same, like when that happened, Bitcoin rallied off of those lows from the lowest low to the highest high, 12.4% in about 2 weeks. If you see Cardano, it did not, I don't think it rallied 12%.
Would you think there would be a financial white swan event with the advance of central bank digital currencies? And what's your thoughts on a banking coin instead of a traditional crypto like Bitcoin or Litecoin?
So be watching things, dude. Well, you can't call it a white swan if you're able to name what the swan would be, right? So you can't say that. We all know central bank digital currencies are on the way. The day that the propaganda activist media came out with the fake news of like a Russian missile hitting Polish soil, right? The day that happened, the time that happened, the New York Fed rolled out central bank digital currency pilot program. No one in that activist, right, media that Elon Musk is fighting against, no one reported on it. It went right under the rug. And I guarantee you, most of y'all didn't even know that was a thing that happened, but it did happen. So it's coming for everyone in the West. So if that's the case, where's Bitcoin's pump, man? It's again, man, I think Bitcoin price is irrelevant. It really is. Bitcoin price is irrelevant. What is most important is what it is, the technology of it. Crypto, Bitcoin, I think the price is driven by, I've already talked about this before, it's driven by several things. Speculation. There are no more speculators retail in this market. Sentiment's terrible, right? So momentum. What's the momentum? Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows for going on like pretty much over a year now. On Cardano, it is only, I mean, we're talking a year and a quarter now. So speculation, momentum, and sentiment drive cryptocurrencies. And it's all bad right now. Technical support been broken on many of these, including this one right here. Look left, man. There's just nothing here. It's a long way down. Even if Hoskins and Son is a great guy and he stands for freedom and individuality. He's not a crazy Marxist. He's awesome. He's like a libertarian. Love that about him. Cardano goes to 10 cents. He's still going to be the same cool guy. I mean, you know, but it's going to make sense technically.
Take a look at either SQM or ALB. This sector is holding up well and will probably go on another run soon. Any clues on when that could happen based on the charts?
ALB went nuts, man. Crazy. It was like creating a head and shoulders, and then like when the bear market rallied, a couple bear market rallies ago, it just went berserk. We can look at one of them, yeah.
You're great, Mitch. When you get to silver, could you remark on the paper to silver ratio currently around 441?
The paper to silver ratio? What do you mean I'd rather be fishing paper to silver? You're talking about like the paper silver to the spot? I'm confused. Sorry, man. I'm a little off today. I went out yesterday. My God, dude. Watched the Alabama basketball game. Did you know Alabama basketball is like kind of real deal right now? Beating the second #1 team in the country before New Year's. The first team to do that since Duke in 1965. Incredible. Just brilliant. So I was drinking with friends and stuff out. So I'm like I got a headache right now. And I'm like, not feeling great. So just bear with me. Excuse me. So, I mean, like, what's a good, like, example of just something terrible? Another one that's kind of got a higher market cap up there is DOT, Polkadot, where someone was like, this looks good to me. It's like, I don't know how you think it looks good. You have broken formal supports. You have formally back tested those levels really twice as resistance, waning positive momentum, and you have a very real looking butterfly on its way to being completed. Look at the 1618 fib extension happens to line up with a swing low, the swing low. I mean, look what happened. A huge spike in price, and when it topped out in August 2020, it crashed back it went to 359. All right, so that is timeless. That will be regarded as support in the future. And then an automatic rally off of that. And it was 553. And then what happened at 553? A massive reversal to retest 359 again. And that's what I'm saying. 553 was just for the past 2 weeks regarded as resistance, and then like with confirmation is like rolling over below that level. So you're thinking what happened in history could happen again, where you go straight down to 359. That's just my opinion, man. That's my target on this one when it's all said and done. It could take weeks, man. I don't know how long it's going to take. I just think there's not anything endearing or intriguing about this asset. It's only bearish. It's awful, dude. Let's go take a look at like Total 3, right? Total 3, which is cryptocurrency collectively, its market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Oh my God, dude, you have to understand how bad this is. This is like the ugliest thing ever, man. All right, you've got this one level, $330 billion. Look at that price action. You've broken a level, you've rallied, and you're just testing it as resistance. You're starting to roll over here. Bearish convergence, and you know what happens below this level. I think that was that the weekly, maybe the weekly close back here. No, it wasn't even. So it's like buyers are defending, I guess, for now, this 311 billion a daily and weekly close. But Look at the 200-week moving average. You just closed back below it. You haven't seen negative momentum since July 25th. Look at that bearish engulfing candle. Do you think this is bullish at all? You just made the lowest low, and then you spent an entire month consolidating, slightly upsloping consolidation after the massive impulse candle. And now you're below 200 week. I mean, there's just nothing really makes sense until $172 billion on total 3, man. Just go to total 2 now, excluding Bitcoin with Ethereum. No better. No better at all, really. I mean, you're trying to hold the weekly close, it looks like, 418. But falling below the 200-week, look, my God, man, you never even really broke back above it. You spent an entire month regarding the 200-week moving average as resistance. So remember that one time it was support in June, Black Saturday? And then off of that, look at that violent reaction. Wow. But look at you now. You're right back down to the same level, and it's no longer support. Very rarely are you spending time below the 200-week moving average, right? It's like some bad stuff's going on when that happens. So, but that's where you are. Impulse, slightly upsloping consolidation, sorry. And that's like bear flag behavior, man. But people will say it's a confirmation low. I'm sorry, man. The context is important. It's like lower highs. Look at this, lower highs, man. It's like, I think there's just continued distribution going on. It's so methodical, man. But yeah, sure, the Moon Boys will be out there saying that the bottom's in, man, on the second low. It's just like, no, can you not think that there maybe, possibly, is just an extreme, there was or has been an extreme amount of demand at those levels, and it's just being absorbed. And I think the lower highs getting put in on daily, weekly timescales is the context you need to know that it's not really your amazing double bottom at a level here, you know. But I guess we'll find out soon, won't we? That's right. Very true.
Every day I check the price, bad price.
That's correct. We haven't looked at total. We'll look at total, play the sound clip. I mean, that's really the biggest reason why we would go to total.
I like turtles.
There's bears out here.
Here it is. Your bears out here. Target 766 billion probably. And you think back to the level? I mean, that's pretty pathetic. The spring back test of spring, and it's just like, what? This is your pathetic attempt, buyers? That's so bad, man. Fruit fly status. Yes, fruit fly. So yeah, it's like, I mean, you can look at total. Okay, it's above the levels, but dude, if you're looking at total and you just use some critical thinking here and you're scanning through these individual S coins, my God, there is nothing bullish. It's like, there's no way. If the individual assets respect the TA, meaning they've broken their crazy important supports from history and they're back testing them as resistance, they're starting to roll over. If they continue to roll over, there's no effing way that this hangs on and runs to 959. There's no way. You know, for instance, I mean, like one of them's like basic attention token, dude. Like here's the 88% retrace from the major low to the highest high of the run after the money printer turned on, the 886. Look at the massive markdown, the lowest low. And this is all you got, man. That's it? No way, man. No way when you do stuff like this is it bullish in any way. Like, if it rallied to the upside, that's great, dude. But that's just like a standard bear flag. Bear pole, bear flag in the middle kind of nowhere, dude. This is where the support's going to be. This is where the limit buys are going to be set up. 10.8 cents to 14 cents. You know, you've got a couple lows there. A few lows, actually. I mean, it's like one or the other. But you just know, I mean, a measurement of the flag or the pole, that takes you down to that 11 cent area. So I don't know how you could be bullish. This is like most of them look like this, by the way. DOT has the same type of bearish consolidation structure too, so it just wasn't pictured. I just don't know how you can be like, oh my god, dude, crypto's gonna do things bullishly. It's not, most likely. Okay, Bitcoin's still below $17,000. Again, I still don't know the question about the silver, that request. Let's knock out. There was one request though. SQM or ALB. I want to go look at SQM real quick. I'm keeping our eye on the markets, man. Sociedad. Oh my god, man. It's like triple top. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, stalling. I think like the buyers are trying and trying and trying. They're just getting tired now, right? That was it, like a 113.75, too much supply up there. I guess you're just range bound maybe, you know, where it's like, hey, look, I can see you're in the dead middle of the range. Look at the 200-day moving average. You're trying to hold on. If you don't hold that, you're probably going straight down to 80 bucks. And then below $80 is 67.81, which is the old all-time high back from 2011. Oh god, man, imagine owning this long term. Terrible. You're only finally starting to do stuff, and now it looks like it could be maybe some Wyckoff distribution of sorts, right? A little bit maybe, but yeah, you've just put in a lower high, right? That doesn't happen often at all, does it? When is the last time on SQM's daily chart has it put in a real lower high than the previous high? You have to, I think you actually have to go back to February 2021, man. Right, because every time, here's a high, that was the highest high, right? And then a low, then okay, higher low, then higher high, higher low, higher
Paper
high.
contracts currently being traded divided by actual world production of silver.
Oh, you have a ticker for that? I'd rather be fishing. If you give me a ticker, we can look at it. That's kind of how it works, right? Yeah, you'd have to give me a ticker on that. Thanks, man. So yeah, I mean, it made the same high in May, August, and September, but now a lower high. So pay attention. Very, very subtle distribution has occurred on the chart, and that never happens. Again, you got to go back. What, going on, getting close to 2 years since you had seen any sort of lower high. So that's the one thing I'm getting from this. All right. Chemicals. Is this like fertilizer or something like that?
Hope you are doing good, brother. It has been a min. Can we check out the DXY?
Yeah, we'll look at US dollar. Sure, man. I think we need to be paying attention way more to the VIX over the DXY. But yeah, we'll look for sure. Still trying to see what I can do to provide some value to I'd rather be fishing if I can. I still don't know, you know, what I can do there. I'll go to the DXY while I'm waiting on him to say something else. Below the 200-day moving average, but this crazy channel that goes back to 2009. You're at the heart line, and after such a violent pullback like that, non-stop since it topped out, you could catch a rally. I mean, at some point, there's no edge. There's nothing implying like it's gonna reverse. But you know, if you think with the VIX, if the VIX is going to continue to rally and the index funds are going to reverse, you could think that it'd be rallying here. But, you know, without an edge, this is like we're looking at a chart with nothing discernible implying up or down next. So it's like you are looking at DXY, you're looking at a slot machine coin flip on where it's going next, I think. The weekly would tell us anything. Nah, weekly it's too early to be like hidden bullish divergence because it's like your first level. So, oh, maybe is that a morning star? Maybe it's morning star reversal, dude, at the heart line. Okay. Beautiful channel though. Look, the heart line's been tested before. Like May 2016, rally to the top again. You wonder if that's going to happen again. What's it doing there? What's it up showing like bullish divergence back then? Don't have that yet, so that's it. That's your DXY. But we can look at the VIX. Dang, my head hurts like pounding like crazy right now, dude. VIX up on the new week, 2.42%. I believe it's open, right? Am I crazy? Maybe not. No, I don't think so. I know the VIX is going to open at pre-market. So we're talking, it'll be 4 a.m. Eastern when the VIX opens. But you have VIX futures, right? So, yeah, buyers look pretty exhausted on Bitcoin, IMO. But, I mean, hidden bearish divergence was there on a lower high locally. That's about all you got, though. So I'll just go to silver because, I mean, it did awesome last week. And this is still technically kind of valid. I mean, we got a new week ahead of us, and you're still around that 113 shark threshold. Even though it did break resistance, that's awesome. There's still always that argument for bearish divergence. It seems like a little kind of invalid right now all over the place. But, you know, when if the VIX spikes, this is going to dump. It's not silver's fault, but it has been doing some really nice stuff lately, hasn't it? What a really strong run. The spring, the back test of spring twice, that was awesome. And that propagated silver to levels, you know, it's an inflection point back from 2013. And even, you can barely see it, but even back to 2010, you're above that. And you could go to 25 bucks if it does exactly what it's done in the past. It's straight up and down. But I don't know how to... He's not saying, I'd rather be fishing. You can just type it in the chat, too, if you want to, man. What you're meaning. Go into gold. Gold is really, man, like... It's at a major inflection point, dude. What a run it's been on, but it's kind of like Bitcoin where it has not yet reversed its trend. It just hasn't. It has not done the things it has to do. I mean, this is exactly where the asset could reverse because history tells us that's what happens every single time. It's either it tests it as support and rallies, or it breaks it and dumps to the next level, or it rallies and tests it as resistance and rolls over the next support. Right, that's history, and the history tells us way back. Look, I mean, straight down and up. Right, so you're just right at this crazy level where you got to be paying attention to it. I don't know if it's going to break it and run to 1900, or if it's going to regard it as resistance again and roll over and then run right back down to 1700, 1682. So you do have that bearish divergence there. Yeah, we could look at that. I haven't looked at that in a while, man. That wasn't a crazy old chart. Mother of God. And that's crazy, dude, how it did it, man. Oops. So this is gold to Bitcoin. That double bottom, man, it actually played out like crazy. And then it broke the next level. And look what it did when it broke that level. It's running to the next one. It's very, this is a trend that has reversed, right? This is a double bottom measured move that got hit, but that's beautiful. Gold, I mean, this is the Peter shift chart, is it not? How are we going to plot this? I'm going to start with this low and do something like this.
Last one, I promise.
That's pretty nice.
What's your thoughts on the golden ratio in application with fib levels? I am coming up with an averaging down strategy and using the golden ration and 0.618 fibs averaging down to catch a low. If that makes sense. Sorry, a lot to explain.
Thanks, dude. I mean, like, I know, like, the 618, Like when an asset's like selling off, it'll often, a lot of times it reacts there, but it doesn't mean it's the absolute bottom. You'll catch like a reaction there, and then you'll go on a little rally, and then you'll roll over, you'll test that 618, and then you'll run to the 786, and then the 886 after that. So you'll even at 786s catch big rallies. Like we saw that on Shiba. It went insane after it hit the 786, but then collapsed after the run, and then has now hit the 886. So it's like, yeah, I mean, like 618, it's a scalper's area for sure. Like you'll be catching bids there, but it's not like, you know, the ultimate bottom or anything. Thanks, dude. Look at this channel, though. Wow, this is beautiful, is it not? Absolutely gorgeous. Where you're overbought, right? Gold to Bitcoin is technically overbought, but my God, the consolidation right here and the potential hidden bullish divergence argument so strong. You're sitting at that wall. Why do I have this level? I think it's the peak. Was it something else like the weekly or something? Oh, it was the weekly candle low close. That's why I plotted it here. You've not yet tested that. There's definitely maybe some bearish divergence. Okay, so you have some weekly bearish divergence going on. Contradicting variable. Like it looks like really bullish consolidation locally, but then it's like a high, then the higher high with lower levels of positive Momo. But the trend has reversed. So maybe the weekly bearish divergence doesn't perform well. I think if you ever break 11,393, that's where things get insane. Unfilled gaps fill, and price action does what it did historically for, which is like probably, I would think, 19,999. Many times it's been resistance. That's where you'd be headed if you can break 11,393. So far, pretty freaking awesome. Yeah. Strong like bull. Yeah, the freaking nat gas chart, dude, that's so insane. It's up 10%, gapped up 10%, because people in Europe are gonna freeze, but that was the goal the entire time. And the lizard people. Yeah, there was the hidden bullish divergence, I guess. Testing that 200-day moving average. You gotta wonder, is this the type 2? My God, the gap will probably fill, but the thing about what's most important about this gap up is you're above all the levels, right? If you stay above 634, this could be time, right? I mean, type 1, then type 2 here. Let me just, God, they're all like important levels, but I'm trying to not make it so busy here. Could be like this now. You gotta wonder, man. This is not good for CPIs and stuff, right? When your gas keeps like staying elevated like that. Maybe that's it, and if that's the case, then a back test and then run. Probably not, Walter, man. Probably not. All right, so we got Bitcoin below $17,000. Man, I gotta go to the bathroom. Been trying to chug water and been drinking this coffee and stuff. Whew. What about U.S. oil, though? We know U.S. oil was in a lot of trouble. It's up 1%, though. But who cares? Who cares if it's up 0.88%? It doesn't matter. Like, if you're below $75 and $78, there is nothing to talk about until $60 on U.S. oil. You just wait. It can go back, test it again. It doesn't matter, man. Lower highs, lower lows. The trend has reversed. It's bearish, man. It's a bearish trend. And that's going to stay the same until we take out previous highs and then we put in higher lows and we make new higher highs. This is not happening yet. Okay, so bear trend on U.S. oil. Wow, it all started. What? Look at the fantastic shark. Legendary, really. God, man, my head is killing me right now. Let's go to Bitcoin here. Sorry, this was it was in log scale and then it wasn't. All right, I'm just going with like 1 and 2 on the top and then 1 on the bottom. Right, so it's like after the impulse down, what's the data? What's going on after that massive impulse down, right? And you can see it maybe right here. It's just like a Again, this is not something you're taking action on or anything. It's just a nuanced way of trying to identify maybe how it's being interpreted by the bots and stuff. Look like 1 and 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and then when you have it anchored that way, look at the respect. You have it. There's a resistance point. There's a support. There's support, 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 support. I mean, it's like checking your math. It's like, dang, that makes sense. Like, this is a good looking way to maybe. So that means, my God, dude, could you imagine if it hits the bottom of the channel? It's like below $10,000. Going back that 4 hour, we're near the lows of the day, the week, 4 hour, whatever. What's up, B. Washington? Dang, dude, thanks, man. For 50, well, over 50, 62.60, really. Oh.
Mitch Reyes King's brothers and sisters. Invest in yourself and always respect the TA. Thank you, man.
Oh, thank you. The gratitude is mutual, man. Really appreciate that. And it's good to see you again. Because, you know, I know like people lurk and stuff, but hadn't seen you in the chat. And it's like, it's cool that you're back, man. I know you'd come by a little while ago. I don't know, maybe within the past couple months. But it was like, you know, thank you, dude, for the freaking 50 right there. And here we are, the Washington and chat, brothers and sisters. We're breaking the demand line, which was not a big deal or anything. It's just, it's there, right? I mean, buyers did defend it December 7th through the 8th, and it rallied, but a failed attempt to make new highs, and then the hidden bearish divergence formed, and now that negative momentum's building off of it, so it's beginning to play out some. So will it accelerate? Yeah, probably. The total looks terrible.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
Sorry. Whoa, 800 billion. We know we've looked at total 2, total 3. It's nothing but bad news, man. Go to the quad screen again. Here it is. Here's your Ethereum. Lower, maybe this is a lot of distribution going on. Not a lot. I would say it's very subtle distribution on an insignificant time scale. Bitcoin is certainly right now, on this chart, it looks like session lows. We're at the lowest price. And then XRP is wonderful looking for downside. I mean, to flip this chart over, dude. I mean, if I'm looking at that, I'm like, mother of God, that is so bullish looking. Like, trade setup worthy for a long, right? If it's doing that, showing all this accumulation, back testing levels as support, all right, back above that 200, all right, man, let's go to 32 cents. But unfortunately, that was opposite. This is real. You be careful out there, man. The rallies we've been receiving for the past year have been short-lived. Oh, man. Oh, we've been live 54 minutes. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, sub. If you want to support the channel, but also get some value out of supporting the channel. You know, you're getting that from just watching the streams, hopefully. But Patreon, you know, pinned above, patreon.com/MitchRayTA, where you get access to trade setups, education, my charts only. I'm posting charts just about daily. And access to the premium Discord chat. You can also join the Patreon in the Discord now. It's a new thing. I can show you where it's at. Very simple. I mean, it's like way more simple joining this way than it would be joining the Patreon now. You just go to server subscriptions. And there's 3 different tiers, but the one with all the, you know, the amenity is going to be this one. Most, you know, so it's you get all the channels. Right, there's ways to support the channel. You get flair and stuff, but this is almost just like you're tipping. And if you do join the Discord subscription for one of these 2 tiers, you get, just like you would on stream, if you tip me $15 on stream, you're requesting something, you would join this in the Discord. Unfortunately, you don't get it on the TTS, but you PM me or Brad, and you will get 1 request here, and then you get 2 if you join the second tier. So just saying, man, this is new and all that. It's like 100% crowdsourced stream, so You know, I'm not going to be doing what BitBoy's doing, where he pushes like unlimited S coins, and then he takes the money that the S coins give him, and then he dumps it on his viewers' heads. Like, this never happened here, ever. But that was only and always what happened there. And all these other influencers, whatever, their value was the news, man. So yeah, man, most of these alts are hot garbage, dude. Hot garbage. Like, what about like Sol? Remember Sol? Dude, we got Sol funds, and we're a fraudulent front for Sam Bankman-Fried. Okay, this thing is terrible. It's in a downtrend. It's making lower highs locally than the previous highs. This is not a momentum shifting pattern, in my opinion. Look at the distribution. You can tell. Like, if you don't understand the significance of lower highs, okay, well, I'm telling you, it's very significant to see. Hey, man, if it was a Momo shifting pattern, you should be testing up here at $15. You're not. There's not enough demand to push the price to go test a neckline that never was, obviously. So lower highs. It's very subtle and quiet distribution. Bearish engulfing candle in the last 4 hours. This thing's going to $5 eventually. If you're patient enough, you'll get a $5 SOL. SOL meaning S out of luck. $5. Patience. You'll get it. It's too late, Jalen. It's too late. You're right, dude. Amazing. I love the thumbnail though. With Stanley Hudson. I'm gonna change it. You know what? I'm gonna do it right now. I'm so tired and fatigued, and my head hurts, and I just don't feel well. Oh, God. Y'all judge the thumbnail, okay? Okay, I changed it. Perfect. Poor Litecoin, right? I mean, like I think it's confirmed to top. I mean, it's been uptrending. It certainly has, and hasn't rolled over. It's performing far superiorly to most other things, right? But you're getting, I mean, $84 is real, and you're failing twice to break it. And if Bitcoin rolls over, it's not going to end well for Litecoin. It's going to be down a lot. So that's just one, again, a handful of ones that looked okay, but that's right there. Not great, but not terrible either. Maker's one that looks, I mean, dude, you have 50% downside, less than 50% now, because it's continuing to roll over, but this is where you're going, man. I mean, I think $300 eventually. You'll probably stall out around 430, but the hard target, again, $300. Way, way lower to go. Bear trend, very, very real. Dude, one of the developers or the creator of MakerDAOs, he died, man. Well, he was murdered, right? I mean, it was, I think multiple crypto billionaires have been murdered. And I don't know, or I don't think those guys, those people that died or were murdered, stole $40 billion from people, right? Or whatever, 10 billion. Oh man, Tron, I gotta talk about Tron, dude. Just waiting and waiting. Communist Chinese Party most likely propping this trash up because it's their pride and joy, dude. But once 5 cents breaks, it's over, dude. It's like, bye-bye. Good. I want this thing to collapse. It needs to collapse. You know why? Because you have an arrogant sociopath who created this thing, and he's irrelevant in this space. He's never done anything besides create an S-coin. And you got to look at... He created a stable coin.
Coin chart 1 hour. I stayed up all night and forecrossed my initial throughout 200 plus trades beating bots. It's such a poop coin but actually showed a bottom, after bouncing retraced to 0.886. I am aiming for $1.01 at the 1.618 rocket.
Oh, I don't know, dude. We'll look at it. Thanks Josh, dude. So look, man. USDD then depegged for 50 days and counting. That is the longest time it's ever been depegged. Last time it was depegged for, you know, from June 13th to July 1st. It's only a couple weeks. So we got a record going on. Steady, lads. Steady. What a joke. Burn this thing to the ground. I was thinking, I kind of want, you know, in ways like, this is why I just don't have a problem if Bitcoin goes to 12K or 11K or 10K, because I just want these frauds to get exposed. I want the entities that exist out there that did not collapse or fold over in the last capitulations we had, you know, the crashes. If they survived, I want the other ones to be exposed and to be wiped out. I mean, this guy is I think he's a laughing stock. I think he's a joke. He's never done anything. He created a crypto. That'd be like me and you. We created cryptos together, and then we did nothing. But we spent probably $50 million plus, $100 million, $200, $1 billion on marketing our joke that never did anything for anyone. That's Tron. That's USDD. Depegged. 50 days. So I just want these people, you know, in the space to get wiped out, because they deserve to be wiped out. They're just like, they're riding the coattails of Bitcoin. Bitcoin exists, so they create useless entities that are on blockchain, but it's centralized garbage and does nothing for anyone ever. And never will, dudes. These people need to be wiped out, and you need Bitcoin to crash a couple more times. Sorry. Short-term pain for long-term gain, long-term health of the market. Get them out, dude. 18,000 scams, bro. 18,000 of them. There were 3,100 last cycle. They've multiplied exponentially. It's awful. Okay, got to get them out. Anyway. And it'd be nice, man. Maybe one day people will go to jail. You know, like maybe like these losers doing this stuff, there'll be accountability one day. And that's another thing about it. Okay, so there was like a request or something, right? The PCX, I don't know, sounds like trash to me, dude. I wouldn't ever trade this, because I know, like, just hearing the fact that I've never heard of this. It's on KuCoin. No liquidity. Oh yeah, it's 157,000 volume. Yikes. That's terrible. I mean, again, good luck putting in like a $25,000 position in this. Like, it'll take forever to get filled, and then good luck, you know, stop losses and all that. Like, look at below the 200 moving average. This is awful. It just made all-time lows. You know why? Because how many times did we talk about assets that IPO or ICO? There are two reasons, right? One reason, they have a working product that is profitable most likely, or there is a model that states with enough time, enough volume, that model would become profitable over time, right? The other reason why something would IPO, ICO is to scam you, to enrich the people that created the asset, so you lose and you would be the exit liquidity. As you can see, when this scam was listed, it went up in the day $97, and it started at $10. And then from there, only lower highs, lower lows, forever and always. It's a scam. So you're asking me whatever you were saying about the scam. I would never touch this. Just looking at the chart in the beginning, because I know what this means. Looking at a chart, what this shows you and proves it is a scam, And the only people that really made money on this were the people that were on it, in it, before it got listed, and that's it. So I don't even, look at this. I don't even want to analyze it, but I guess I will. You want to look at the 60-minute chart. Wow. If you want to, okay. I'm looking at this, and I would never in a million years touch it, ever. Look at this. December 9th. It runs up and goes up 130%. And then from it going up 130%, it then dumps 68% in like an hour. And then it continues to dump and then goes down another 20%. And these are in hours, okay? And then it runs up 42% in 2 hours. And then it loses 39% of its value. And then from that 38% loss, it runs up 45%. Like I would never touch any of this stuff ever. Never, dude. That's crazy. You're wanting it to go to $1. It's never made a real higher high ever. So I don't know, based on history and price action, it's never gone and made a higher high than its previous highs. You think it will this time? I don't know why it would be different this time, dude. I'm saying, right? I mean, you got to look at the things you're trading, the volume, what it is. I mean, and these market conditions, I wouldn't be looking to trade anything that's not a top market cap crypto with some volume, liquidity. And guess what? Most of the higher market cap coins don't even have much liquidity or volume in them anymore. So it's like the market continues to deteriorate. Opinions on ICP, same scam. It's the same chart. PCX, ICP, they have the same letter in them, and it's in the middle. Scams. They're scams, dude. They were created to enrich the people that created them, and you are the exit liquidity, and they're now only making lower highs, lower lows since they were created. Losers. These are loser coins that should never be touched. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Down almost 1% at session lows as we speak, chat. We've broken that little scrub demand line, but nevertheless, it was there. Negative Momo building. Yes, on the 4 hour, you are falling into the bearish control zone again. Lowest RSI on the 4 hour since November 28th. So we are now, in fact, right now on the 4 hour, lowest RSI of the month. So we're 11 days in, man. Oh, I mean, dude, I've already discussed Doge. I'm sorry that you were late. We looked at it early in the stream. Here it is, man. Failure to launch. Buyers stagnating, exhausting, and rolling over now. You know what's in store. If this happens to Bitcoin, it happens to all. Oh, man. All right. Been live an hour and 10 minutes. Don't feel well. Oh my God, I feel like crap. It's pouring down rain every day. Excuse me. Yeah, we can go back to Bitcoin dominance. Why not? Oh yeah. Wow. Well, chat. We must revisit. It's not set in stone and it could still fail, but my God, we still have that very valid argument on Bitcoin dominance for Wyckoff accumulation. All right. The back test, you had 2 spring back tests. And here's the thing, here's something pretty educational that you wouldn't know about, but there was one thing about the volume that was off, if you remember last time we looked at this. And it was the best type of spring back test is when it's low volume compared to the spring itself. Well, here was the spring, September 8th. And then you got the back test of spring, November 11th, on high volume. That's not good. That's not what you're looking for. It is talked about, like Richard Wyckoff, this is, if it has high volume, there's a good chance that there will be another spring back test in the future. Well, it's like you already got it, and the good news is on the second test, very low to no volume. So that's good. That's a good sign, and it's following the freaking book, dude. So far. So I mean, like, if that's the case, can you imagine? We looked at total 3 earlier. Total 3 is the inverse of this chart. If this actually plays out and we're going to phase D and we're going to run to the top, you know total 3 is so effed royally. It's so screwed. This thing's going to pump, man. You're going to get Jesus candles if this is real, okay? Orange juice, Walter, what am I? What is this? Orange juice, man. Yeah, that's like liquid gold. Band's breaking back below sports, man. It's just not going to end well for anything. Even if they looked okay, they looked good, it's just going to end really bad. They're going to lose a lot of value very fast if Bitcoin's actually doing what it looks like it's doing. Okay. I mean, it's just like all the stagnation, exhaustion from Bitcoin on the 4-hour. You look at the S&P 500, bearish engulfing candle on the weekly, the VIX at levels where it's massively reversed from history. It's just, man, everything's lining up on the bearish side, not the bullish side right now. So any sort of bullish argument that might have been there is going to probably fail pretty bad. Yeah, even Doge, even Shiba, even QNT, it doesn't matter, man. Yeah, bear and news alert connect. Yeah, for real. That's unfortunate, dude. But, you know, if you've been in this community long enough, there have been times where I'm saying the exact and equal opposite of everything I'm saying right now. Because the technicals have implied the equal and opposite of what is being implied right now. So you can call it negative. You can use all these words, right, to describe what I'm saying right now. But you just must be new. All right, well, so I'm gonna go get some freaking Advil and get some food, man, and just try to take off the rest of the evening and relax, man. I just need it, you know. I'm gonna be, I think this week's probably gonna be a big week. This could be the week, dude, where everything goes bad because of the bearish engulfing candle. If it catches follow through, it could be violent, it could be really bad. But as I'm speaking, we're at session lows. We continuously are selling off $16,930. That's right. The whole metaphor of winter, where when you go in bear market rallies, yes, the snow stops, the sun comes out, fine. But the snow's still on the ground, it's still below freezing. So you're still in winter. And just now, though, it seems like the snow clouds have come back. And it's good timing because it's like, man, Christmas, right? We got the Christmas tree over there and all that. All right, 16,925, lowest lows of the day. Hey, man, can I leave? Max C, if you go back to the very beginning of the stream, I posted the Twitter, but, reading some of the comments, they're like, oh, everyone's flaming the source, saying it's bullcrap. And I think if that was real, we would have actually seen price action. If that broke and was not a joke, Binance would be slaughtered right now. Failing an audit, Binance, and it's not fake news, oh, it's done, dude. Goes straight down to 258 again. Easy. Okay. So I guess pay attention to Binance because it could be new, but dang, dude. All right. So do I leave? Do I leave you with the price action that we are receiving right now? All right, if things get insane, I don't know, man, because I don't live here right now. I commute here every day, so it's harder to just like go live. It would have to be really, really bad. I'm talking where altcoins are down 15 to 20% across the board. Bitcoin down 8% or something plus. That's the only way I can leave where I am and then drive back over here to go live again. That's like the only way, right? So thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Be sure to join the Discord. Joining the Discord is free. There's like nearly 15,000 of us in there. Very active chat. So active community. 300 likes. Thanks for the 300 likes. Thanks for the likes, love, support. BM5 is unbelievably amazing. Went to the brewery yesterday. Get compliments. It's nice, man. It's a beautiful vehicle. It's like the Batmobile. So I'll be back. Until next time. Respect the TA.
Price gonna dip.
Adios, turd nuggets.